you really understand what it is that you are preaching. Could you maybe give me a Bible verse, interpret it or something?
Could you preach for us and then tell us what it is you mean? Could you, Duffy? Could you? In your own word. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Well, there's a verse. There's a verse.
Yeah.
Get up and preach.
Yeah, go ahead. Stand up right where you are if you want to. Go ahead.
Do you want to preach?
If you want to. If you don't want to.
The audience shouldn't be able to intimidate you. If you want to do it, it's up to you. It's up to you.
Wait just a minute, please. People want to know what that means that you just said. In your own word, tell us, what does that mean?
It means just what it says.
No.
Don't yell it to us. Tell us what that means. I've never read the Bible, let's pretend, and I don't understand that type of language. Tell me how that applies in my own life.
Well, why I'm screaming is the Bible definition of preaching is Isaiah 58:1. It says, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet."
Get away from the Bible, Duffy. Tell us.
How do you stay away from the Bible if you're going to preach, though?
The Bible says you're to speak as the oracles of God. If you don't want to talk the way this Bible talks, you should keep your mouth shut. You should keep your mouth shut. The Bible says, does not interpretation belong to God? Genesis chapter 40. Read it.
I understand that, David. What we're saying is, though, Duffy, do you understand what you just said? Could you put in your own words what you just said?
Yeah, I know what it means, but I just can't.
Please let him speak. Yes.
It means, well, I know what it means, but it's just hard to understand. But you gotta realize that the prophets were out there saying, "Thus saith the Lord," and they didn't even know who it was. They didn't understand what they were saying. They didn't understand what they were saying.
Right? So I'm asking, is that creativity? Can there be creation in the most profound sense of that word as long as there is egotism? As long as there is the demand for success and money, and the recognition of that. You understand? Then it is supplying the market. Don't agree with me, please. I'm just pointing out. I'm not saying I know creativity and you don't. I'm not saying that. I say we never question these things. There is a state. You can doubt it, but it doesn't mean a thing if you doubt it. It doesn't matter to me. I say there is a state where there is creation, where there is no shadow of selfishness. That's real creation, which does not need expression. It doesn't need fulfillment, which is myself fulfilling, or that fulfilling. It is creation. You know, I don't want to go into all this the origin of the world.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Anybody out there? Anybody out there? Anybody out there want fresh blueberry pie?
Maybe.
So your official diagnosis is schizophrenic psychosis. Is that correct?
For the time being, yes.
For the time being? How do you mean?
Cut the groove down by half or more.
My illness does not really fit, in any medical definition. Sorry.
Could you describe to us your illness and your symptoms?
No.
I suffer from hallucinations. I see and feel and hear things that are not real.
Anybody out there want fresh blueberry pie?
Sorry, is that funny?
No.
What kind of medication are you getting?
I apologize.
Drugs. Antipsychotic drugs.
Do they help?
No?
Yes.
So the medication makes the hallucinations go away?
No.
I'm coming.
But they help me decide what is real and not real. They help me understand that I don't have to obey and do everything they say.
But I know something that they don't know.
What exactly do you see?
Demons.
Even now? In here as we speak?
Yes.
Where?
I could feel it coming. I just let it come.
Right there, right behind you.
Right behind me. Does he say anything?
Yes.
What does he say?
He tells me to hurt you. He wants me to hit you. He wants me to cut you. I'm tired now. I want you to go.
I just mentioned it as a possibility, that's all.
We were talking about the Far Eastern philosophies. I was just wondering if you ever practiced Kung Fu or any of the other martial arts.
Kung Fu, yes. Bruce Lee was a great friend of mine, and we used to work out together for a long time. It was very close. We were very close friends.
He was a very interesting gentleman, wasn't he?
Bruce?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. He was a groovy guy. Yeah. I was very sorry to see him go.
What do you think made him so unique?
Well, he related everything. His whole life was related to martial arts. He lived, breathed, fought, moved. Everything was dedicated to the highest principle of his own self-evolution. He created himself. Bruce Lee was a little Chinese guy who demanded of himself great excellence. I mean, he was a true artist in that respect. He created himself. And that's what I think. He was an unusual man. He was beautiful. I don't know what to say about him, because of the perfection that he achieved was awe-inspiring. I mean, he was the fastest moving person you've ever seen. He'd reach out, he was like poo, all over the place. We used to work out of his place, and he had a 700-pound bag hung on a big L iron, or what do they call them, stuck in his patio, and it would on a big spring. He would kick that thing and double it over. And I would kick it and it would double me over. But he would get that thing to swing and back and forth, pop it and pop it, swing and back and forth, pop it and pop it. He was amazing, really amazing. And he's a great loss. A loss to me. I miss him daily.
Beautiful feeling, having a fear of rush going through your body. Normally, I'm standing here, and it's 1,000 meters straight down, and that fear actually is less strong than the fear of standing here. The interesting thing with fear is that it's by far the #1 biggest handicap we humans are born with. And the problem with fear is that it stops us from following our dreams. Fear can really separate yourself from a really amazing life. When I push my fear, I have so much reward after like, once I go off this stage, maybe later, the rush that I get, it's so much bigger than the fear itself. I think, a lot of people ask me, like, aren't you afraid of dying? And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm terrified of not living. And because of that, I'm willing to take that risk on a daily basis. And even though it's scary, sometimes it's terrifying. So what I always try to tell people is to let go, is to start letting go and be more understanding of your own fear and how you can use that as your own friend. Thank you so much.
minutes and 20 seconds with an AR-15, and my friend Carmen would never complain to me about piano practice. Aaron Feist would never call Kira Miss Sunshine. Alex Schechter would never walk into school with his brother Ryan. Scott Beagle would never joke around with Cameron at camp. Helen Ramsey would never hang out after school with Matt. Elena Petty would never. Karen Lugren would never. Chris Hickson would never. Luke Hoyer would never. Marquine Duque Agliano would never. Peter Wang would never. Alyssa Al-Hadaf would never. Jamie Guttenberg would never. Meadow Pollock would never. Since the time that I came out here, it has been 6 minutes and 20 seconds. The shooter has ceased shooting and will soon abandon his rifle, blend in with the students as they escape, and walk free for an hour before arrest. Fight for your lives before it's someone else's job.
The lead up to it is usually the most intimidating and the scariest part. And the standing on the edge, just about ready to leave the helicopter, is where the real fear comes in. It takes thousands of skydives, hundreds of wingsuit base jumps. It takes 10 years of your life. It takes complete and total 100% dedication to making that happen.
Viva la Bronx!
And once you leave and you start to fly, all you're thinking about is flying. And it becomes second nature, and you just basically think it, and that's where you go. Think it, and that's where you go. I feel the same kind of fear that everybody else feels. The only difference is I've learned how to control my fears. And I do believe that a person has two choices in life. You can either allow fear to control you, or you can control it. And if you want to do really amazing things, then you have to be willing to take amazing risks. In the process, time kind of gets stretched and slows down, and then you're basically looking at things and you're moving, making sure you don't hit them. And then once you get to the bottom and you land, then it's when all of a sudden everything starts to really strike you, and you start realizing, whoa, what I just did was really not what I should be doing.
Maybe you should think about that before you do it.
Well, if you do that, then you won't do it.
What was like meeting and working with Bruce Lee? At that time, he's a really huge star. I'm only young stunt guy. I'm young stunt guy. Always the people, just like today, the one always walk with me in front. Some young guy behind. I'm the young guy, always behind. Not even my turn. Suddenly, somehow, I get a chance on the stage with him. I was because there's so many people around him. There's so many, everywhere we go, we just, so many people, yes, like today, yes. And somehow I got a chance to work with him. He's so quick and very good for the stunt guy. Yeah, he always make fun of the stunt guy and talk to the stunt guy. Never talk to me because I'm too young. And I remember there's a shot, bang, 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 bang. We use it, what's that called? Yeah, Fix and Furious, whatever. I get choose for the Japanese the opponent. Then I said, Jackie, can you do it yourself? I said, yes. I swing, drop. I mean, his kick power. Swing, bah, drop. And first, the wire, boom. When they let go, becoming zoom. No, too slow. And you drop too slow. Then you know what they do? Just zoom, let go. Shabam! I said, go! Six, Bruce Lee just on the side. Oh. Boom, okay. Now very good, one more time. Okay, one more time. Then I go. Then I come, I remember Bruce Lee picked me up, grab me, you okay? I said, yeah, okay. Then I look at, wow, he touched me.
Well, we had launched on a routine training mission. When we joined up, we were told that the event was going to be canceled, and that we had real-world tasking, and we were sent out to the west. Now, take in mind that this has taken place about 100 miles southwest of San Diego, between San Diego and Ensenada, Mexico, on a clear, perfect day, blue waters. We get out to the spot where they tell us it's at. We start looking around, and both airplanes see a disturbance in the water and a white 40-foot long tic-tac shaped object just hovering above the water, going forward, back, left, right. There's no rotor wash, there's no wings, nothing. So as we drive around in a clockwise flow, we get to about the 9 o'clock position, and I said, well, I'm going to go down and check it out, and the other jet is going to stay high. And then I decide I'm going to go and see what it is, and it's about 2,000 feet below me. And I cut across the circle, and as I get within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears. Oh, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off. It has no exhaust, no discernible things of anything form of propulsion. Climb up to about 12,000 feet to rapidly accelerating away in a climb, and in less than 2 seconds it was gone. Honestly, I wanted to fly it. Talking to some physicists, they don't think the human body could handle that kind of force. I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's look at that thing. It's rotating.
I confess you frighten me.
I frighten you. Kill a man. It gets easier. It gets easier all the time. It gets easier all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay, thank you.
confess you frighten me. I frighten you.
Gets easier all the time. Gets easier all the time.
What are you angry about?
I'm the best ever. The most ruthless champion has ever been. There's no one can stop me. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
Tell me, how does it feel?
Assalamu alaikum, Maida.
How does it feel? To kill a man.
Oh God, amen. I love you. I love you with all